All right, welcome back. Oh, it got us working overtime down here. It is hot, hot, hot. All right, let's do a little review. First video, I talked about the 5 stages of human relations. Hopefully, you're here's the point where you've assessed me already. You know, all right, you got a feel for me. You know, I know at some point this video here, I may come across that second stage with a few of you, and that's the annoyance. If you're assessing me right now, go watch the previous 2 videos and come back to me. I'll be here waiting for you. But I'm going to keep going for those who watched the previous. You get the idea. All right, so I tell people I am not a nice demon. They laugh. I smile. A few centuries later, I say something and actually ticks them off. I warned you. I told you. That's my nature. Today, we're going to talk about human nature. There are 8.2 billion humans out there. Now, there's some stories. Some are trying to get out that that's fake, and there's actually 6.6. How true are you going to do that? I don't know. We're down here counting. It's slowed down in a few places. Not so much in others, so it's a grand total. Not. Um, I'm going to go more in depth on that here as we get later on. Maybe another video. I do believe we have a doomsday clock, but it's not a timeline like a set date kind of thing. Again, I'll cover that in another video. But right now, we're talking about human nature. There's 8.2 billion of you. Do you really believe there are 8.2 billion different human natures? What is human nature? What is anybody's nature? You look at a fabled story. I mean, when I talk about it, could fall in the same lines as the Just So stories that I talked about last video. But you got the scorpion and you got the frog. You got the scorpion walking, pacing the river, needs to get across the river. Don't know how to do it. Here comes the frog. Oh, so hey, my friend, can you help me get across the river? Frog looks at him and goes, no. If I get you across the river, halfway through, you're going to sting me. And poor scorpion's like, no. If I do that, I'll die too. I just want to get across the river. Frog thinks about it. He goes, that's a good point. Hop on, let's go. Scorpion gets on. Scorpion's going. Halfway across the river, Scorpion stings the frog. Frog's like, I don't get it. You'll die too. And the scorpion's like, I know, I can't help it. It's my nature. You need to learn the people's natures. Learn everybody's nature. It's not hard. You gotta look. You gotta listen. You gotta talk to them. Some people they give their nature out like that. Oh, you're one of these people. A great movie. I love talking about movies. It's called My Life in Ruins. My Life is in Ruins. My Life in Ruins. It has Nia Vardalos as the main star, but also Richard Dreyfuss. Great, honest movie. No big explosions or CGI. Just a great movie on human nature. All right, spoiler alert if you hadn't seen it. Keep it down over there. Dang hellhounds. All right, you got human nature. She's a tour guide, and she's about to get a busload of people. You know, you get that many people, say a dozen, 20 people, you're going to have that comedian. You're going to have the complainer. You're going to have the idea person. And you're going to have that person that apparently knows more than you do, and you're the tour guide. You live there. You do this every day, 2-3 times a day maybe. But you're going to have those people. It's a given. That's their nature. They're going to fill in. They're going to take that spot. So definitely watch the movie. You'll learn a lot about human nature. Another one's like, they try to tell you can change your nature. But can you really? Now, I've had people come in and say, oh, I can't pick on this person. This is too easy. It's not the challenge. You'll have those people, and you try to change your nature. Um, the Last Airbender, late second season. There's an episode where Zuko rescues and frees the sky bison. I can't remember the bison. Don't let me go there. But he frees the sky bison instead of capturing it and using it to get the airbender. So you've done that. He's done it and he freed it. And that went against his nature. So what happened to him? He got very, very sick, mentally and physically. He dang near didn't survive. If it weren't for the help of his uncle, he probably wouldn't have survived. It's hard to change your nature. Your best bet is to, when you learn people's nature, use it to help train them, educate them, enlighten them. If you know their nature, you can twist and turn their training material and work to their benefit. So learn the nature. There are some belief systems that talk about auras, that these auras around them. And they take these auras and they can see them. So you take a kid, and I hate to say, there are certain degrees where people get picked on. It helps to make them stronger. It does. But when you take that degree up too high, we're talking centigrades or Fahrenheit, wherever you're from, you're taking that and then it's too much. There is a such thing as too much. But you got parental units, take them out of a school and put them in another school, believing it's going to be better. That's not his nature or her nature. What he or she experienced at this school, unfortunately, is going to happen in this school. It's the nature. It's their nature. You can try to, as soon as you can educate them on what their nature is, they can work on it. They can move forward, but never hide your nature. Never hide if you identified someone's nature. Let them know so you can help them grow. Now, like I said, there's only so many natures, but what is it about human nature and history? Because I'm all about history. I'm back to the times when I was younger. You have stories. We used to be able to tell stories. Say, hey, this is what happened. We all know about the fabled fish stories. I'm telling you, it was this big. If I've told you the truth from all that you know of, you're going to believe that it was this big. And you're going to tell that story. Man, he caught a fish that was this big. Get the idea? Stories are going to change. I talked about this on the last video. The phone, I'm going to hear a story. I'm going to like it. Oh, but I'm going to put my nature twist to the story. I'm going to change it. May not mean to change it, but I can't help it. It's human nature to change the narrative. Now we're going to go back into history, and we're going to look at. I briefly mentioned it last time, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to briefly mention it this time. We got the so-called Watchers that the Book of Enoch and the Book of Giants talk about, and we're going to have the Nephilim, which is somehow their offspring. We'll go into more detail on that one. I don't know. But if Enoch was the only person to write this down, do you think it was his human nature change the narrative? Possibly. All right. Instead of looking at it, the Nephilim, and say, instead of them being 4 meters, they were 8 meters tall. Now, 4 meters is tall enough. You look at all the megalithic stones that are out there. It took a giant to move them. Because you look at humans and hominid species of that time. There was 9 of them. I'm going to go into more detail on the different ones in a later video. But you got 9 different hominids. Hominids? Here I go again. So you got 9 different types. And the average height was 1.5 meters. That's it. That's average. You look at the gladiators of the Roman era. The average height was 1.8 meters. Wow, 1.8 meters. It's like, hey, I'm a gladiator. I ain't all tall I am. So you got, but now you take gladiators today. If you were to put it, you got rugby, you got American football. These guys are huge. We're talking a full-blown 2 meters tall. Holy smokes, these guys are giants. We consider them giants-ish. All right, but we dubbed it down because there's so many of them. That's just how tall people got. If humans evolved at all, they evolved in their height and their height only. Other than that, they've evolved with the technology and the understanding of technology. But their nature has not evolved at all. And I'll go more depth on that. Matter of fact, you can read up on it, how it's all repeated and repeated. Human nature is repeated with, I'm going to clip it again. Two tickets to the next planet, please. It's $4.50 on Amazon. Read it. You'll get the idea. Okay. Human nature has not changed. All right. So I've taken the story and I've changed it. I said, oh my goodness, I'm writing this down. Now, could a 8-meter humanoid Nephilim mate with a 1.5-meter female? Do the math. Come on. Some things, tab A is not going to fit into tab B, slot B, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's just not even human. I can't wrap my brain around that. And we're only going to hear and understand what we can wrap our brain around. All right. So something else happened, and I'm going to go in more depth on that. But that's human nature. We're going to take a look at the stories of the past. And we're going to try to take out the human nature spins that have been placed on it. Okay? One of the biggest spins, and I think I got a little time left to talk about it, that I like to talk about is, I mentioned briefly in a doomsday clock, the Mayans. Yay! Y'all survived 2012. Okay? What I want to know is, which calendar did the Mayans use, the Gregorian or the Julian, when they didn't even know? They thought they were the only ones on the planet for thousands of years. So how did their calendar all of a sudden coincide with the Gregorian or Julian calendar dates? That's human nature. Somebody did the math and made it work so that the Yucatan Peninsula inhabitants used the same calendar that the Romans did, thousands and thousands of kilometers away. It's gone. There's no, someone's got to put some logic behind that. So perhaps the actual date on that is next month. Probably not. I got projects down here to work. So let's say I will know. So that's human nature. We're going to look at it. We're going to identify it, and we're going to take it out. And let's put some real logic behind it. All right. So till next time, this is One Crow Short. Drink with an M-O.